Ladies, thank you very much for taking the time to check out this free video lesson on self-defense for women. I hope that you find this video very helpful. I want to give you guys something to think about, and at the end of it, I'm going to be giving you guys some great information that you can put into your self-defense game plan immediately. The first thing that we want to do is just have some general understanding of self-defense situations for women. When we talk about crimes like sexual assault, stalking, rape, homicide, abduction, by the numbers, statistically speaking, the crimes are committed by men. And so when we compare the difference between men and women, generally speaking, men are bigger, stronger, faster, more aggressive, and in these situations, they often have the element of surprise because they've ambushed you. So there's a disparity between what that person is doing and what you're doing, right? You're going about your normal every single day life. There's a disparity here. To soak up that disparity, we need to have the proper tactics and applications to give us some one-upmanship. When you have that one-upmanship, when you have that game plan that can overwhelm with superior firepower, that creates the opportunity for you to be able to escape and get home safely. The second thing that we want to talk about is the different types of women's-based training programs that are available on market today. There's typically three. First one is what I call sportive-based, where they're teaching you how to punch and kick and push and pull. There's a fundamental problem with that kind of training. First and foremost, you're talking about having to punch, kick, push, pull somebody who's bigger, stronger, faster, and now has the element of surprise on you. So probably not going to work. You're also talking about having to contend with somebody who's now pulling your hair, choking you, throwing you to the floor, punching you, tearing off your clothes, kneeing you in the belly. The level of violence that they're providing and the level of self-defense that you are able to apply, again, there's a disparity. It's simply not going to work. The second kind of program that's available is based on joint locking and pressure points. Now, this is a lot of fun, really fancy, it feels very empowering, but it's completely not functional. When you have somebody who's punching you, kicking you, throwing you to the floor, tearing your clothes, choking you, pulling your hair, you think you're going to find a finger lock on them. It's just not going to work. It's not appropriate for that situation. And then the third kind of training program that we have is what we call reality-based training, or RBT. When we talk about RBT, we're taking the time to research anatomy. We're taking the time to research events, having first-hand account on women who have survived violent encounters, spending time to review footage as it becomes available, and really putting our information against that, being able to test it, train it, and then refine it, and then being able to produce it for you. That's a reality-based training program. The next thing that we have to understand is how we operate as human beings, mostly in motory skills. When you have three kinds of motor skills, you have the fine motor skill, which is small muscle groups working for a small task. So if I said thread a needle or pick a lock, small muscle groups, small task. Then you have complex motor skills, multiple muscle groups, multiple tasks. So if I said run, jump over a hurdle, and throw a ball at the same time, you see how it's multiple tasks, multiple muscle groups. And then you have gross motor skills, which is large muscle groups, one task. The reason why we want to understand this is because when we apply self-defense or combative stress to ourselves, to our mind, to our emotions, to our body, fine and complex motor skills significantly decrease immediately, but gross motor movement significantly increases. It's really important to understand that, because when you're developing your skill set, we want to base it around gross motor movement, so that way you have the highest likelihood of being effective, efficient, and being able to get to safety. Now, understanding these three things, the basic idea of women's self-defense, the types of programs that are available, and understanding how our bodies operate in motory skills is really important, and it sets the tone for the rest of your self-defense training. That being said, I want to give you guys some great information today, something that's proven, something that's tested, something that you know you can count on, and something that you could put into your arsenal immediately. Let's get started. Okay, ladies, let's go ahead and get started with some quick techniques that you guys can implement into your self-defense training program right now. First and foremost, I want to explain to you guys, some techniques are good for inflicting pain, other techniques are good for termination. I want you to think about that real quick. Pain type of techniques are typically based on hitting the pain threshold really fast and opening an opportunity, where termination techniques are about putting somebody down hard and doing damage. Pain techniques are very short-lived, but they do create a moment of time that you can now follow up with other things. So let's start off with a great pain technique. Carrie, come on out here. First technique I want to show you guys is what we call the eye gouge. We're going to be using our thumbs, and we're going to be placing that right into the front of the eye, pressing backwards and outwards. Sometimes we rake them to the side, sometimes we keep pressing inward, okay? This is a great pain technique because you cannot condition the eye to receive pain. You cannot lift weights, run, swim, work out, change your diet. The eye is the eye, and also it makes contact to the frontal lobe of the brain. So the neurosynaptic process is instant and it works every single time. Okay, so the eye gouge, if I'm training with a pad and a partner over here, my partner grabs the pad, puts the thumb down the middle and rakes it outward. So we have inward pressure and outward. So if I have Carrie over here, every time I bring the pad up, she's gonna grab onto the pad and do the eye gouge. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5. Okay, so and if you don't have somebody who's holding a pad, you can also do this to a heavy bag. You can do this to a padded surface somewhere. If you have a partner but not an actual training mitt, you place it above their eyebrow and on their forehead. Carrie, let me still you over here, and it's gonna go middle of the forehead and outward, okay? So there's the eye gouge. Next technique that we're gonna work with is the elbow. 4 kinds of elbows that we're concerned with. We have the horizontal, we have the vertical, we have the rearward, and then we have this angular. And I want you guys to think about the angular type of elbow. Take the hand, turn the palm outside, thumbs facing down, bring the back of the hand as close to the chest as possible. Take the tip of the elbow above the ear, and instead of letting the arm come out, we're gonna turn and drive with our hips and legs. Hips and legs. Hips and legs. You wanna hit with the tip of the elbow across the temple, the optical orbit, the nose, the top of the mouth, the bottom of the mouth, and out. So one big line. We're gonna drive that all the way through. Okay, so if I have a pad here and my partner, she's gonna put up her angular elbow. Let's go 3 from the right side and 3 from the left side. We're gonna go 1 and 2 and 3, and then 3 from the left side. 1 and 2 and 3. Then I can count them out. So you're gonna give me 2 right, 2 left, and make a small combination. 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1 right, 1 left, 1 and 2. Let's go eye gouge, right elbow, left elbow. Eye gouge, right elbow, left elbow. Eye gouge, 2 right elbows. Eye gouge, 2 right elbows. And you start building small combinations. Okay, let's take a look at the third technique that we have here, which is going to be the knees. Okay, a couple different ways of throwing knees. I want you guys to focus on how I do this, okay? We do not want to pick up the foot and bring the blunt side of our quad forward. We want to pick up the heel, to our backside and drive forward with the pelvic area. And we'll be aiming that right into the groin, okay? So if I have Carrie with a pad, she could place her hands on my hands for bracing herself and just getting some support. Let's get 3 with the right side and then 3 with the left. 1, 2, 3, and then from the left, 1, 2, and 3. Then we can start building small combinations. Let's go right elbow, left elbow, 2 right knees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 left knees. Eye gouge. Eye gouge, right elbow, left elbow. Eye gouge, right, left. 2 right elbows, 2 right knees. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, so you guys have some basic techniques that you can work with. You have a pain technique, which is the eye gouge. You have termination techniques, the elbows and the knees. And then you saw how I put those in combination to keep building progressively on each skill set. Try that out. All right, ladies, thank you very much for taking the time to watch this video. I certainly hope that it gives you some great information. We've gone through a lot of different things. I'd like to encourage you to check out more of the courses that we have available on s2online.academy. And as always, I encourage you to continue your self-defense training. I'm Nick Faruqi, CEO and Director of Training Operations for S2 Strategic Defense and the S2 Online Academy. And until next time, be safe, be well, and I hope to see you guys soon.